Journal Record editor Ted Struley joins us to discuss other stories making news in business this week. Ted, legal wrangling continues over Oklahoma Gas and Electric's plan to clean up air pollution. What's the latest?
Well, it does. OG&E objected to a judge's recommendation to the Oklahoma Corporation Commission. OG&E wants to include rehabbing of a power plant out in Yukon. Their plan would cost about $1.1 billion, and if the Corporation Commission were to approve it, it could raise electric rates by as much as 19 or 20% as soon as 2019. The judge recommended they not be allowed to proceed with that. We'll see how the commissioners vote.
Oklahoma nonprofits are seeing an increase in giving.
Well, that's true, and in fact, that was a trend nationally. Charitable giving was up by more than 7% last year. We were surprised to find that the trend also held true in Oklahoma despite deflated oil prices.
Oklahoma City is eyeing a vendor proposal for police body cams. Tell us about that.
Well, they are. They're actually reviewing 5 proposals right now to equip officers with body cams. Part of what's driving that was a bill that passed through the legislature this year and became law that changed the Open Records Act that would make some of those records accessible and make it possible for their use in court as well.
More problems are being reported at the troubled Oklahoma County Jail.
Yeah, we talked to a family this week who has a family member incarcerated there at the moment. He's supposed to be on his way to a drug rehab facility. That's been delayed, and when sewage backed up this week, he complained of sewage flooding the floor, going an extended period of time without being allowed to shower, and then when he finally was allowed to shower, finding more sewage in the showers. The jail is now working on getting that cleaned up and restoring order.
And we understand that SpiderMan has been back in the news this week in an unexpected place.
Well, he is Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan, who apparently is a big comic book fan, included multiple references to Spider-Man and even quoted one of the comics in a 23-page opinion she wrote in a contracts issue this week.
What are you working on for next week?
The Sandridge Energy building is for sale. The company is going to lease it back once it sells. That's likely to be one of the 10 biggest property transactions of the year, one of the 5 biggest for a single piece of property nationwide. We're going to get into that transaction in Monday or Tuesday's paper.
Ted Struley, editor of the Journal Record. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.